What's up, guys? Today I'll be doing a review of the Rival RB4 Economy bag gloves, so stay tuned.
Uber up the styles like miles and shit, like 60s funky worms with waves and perms, just sending junkie.
Hey guys, so we have these Rival RB4 Economy bag gloves. We'll do a close-up on these, weigh them out, and do the full review. These are Rival's entry-level bag gloves. So this is basically as affordable as you can get when it comes to bag gloves from Rival. Material-wise, they use a synthetic polyurethane skin, fairly similar to some of the other budget brands like Elite, Sanibel, and some other budget brands. Even Tidal, Ringside make their entry-level stuff that uses synthetic material. Typically it's not as durable as genuine leather because of how it reacts to sweat, heat, and just different weather elements. But you can kind of see here, you know, the profile of the glove. It's about a medium-sized glove, so it would be a good glove for all people of all different hand sizes. You do have that Rival logo that's screen printed on the back. A nice touch they have with this 4-inch Velcro strap is that it's kind of rubberized and an actual logo is embossed into the strap itself. RB4 Econo bag gloves, large. The thumb has the Rival logo that's printed on there as well, and then their logo that's on the fingertips. They use a nylon strap. So in terms of just features and technology, there's not really much to this glove. And you can see the stitching is actually done pretty nicely for an economy glove. Double stitching on the grip bar right there. One thing you notice, there's no ventilation, so these gloves do get pretty hot. And then you do have that black piping that's stitched in as well. And then I'll show you the liner here in a little bit when I do the review. So one thing I did notice when I picked these gloves up is the right glove is a little noticeably heavier than the left. And I'm assuming that's something that they could have improved in terms of how they put the foam in here, because that's what's giving it the weight, not the actual leather, or should I say the material on the outside. It's the way that they actually put the foam on the inside of the glove. So let's check to see how much these weigh. My best guess is that these rights are going to be heavier than the left just by feeling them. So the right glove is about 11.9 ounces. And again, these bag gloves go by, their sizing wise, they go by, you know, the name, like large, medium. So I'm not sure what the intention of that is supposed to be ounce wise, but those are about 12 ounces. And these are 9.7, so they're about 3 ounces off, just like I suspected. You can definitely feel the difference in weight. You definitely would like to see a more accurate weight between the two gloves. For me personally, it's not a huge deal, just because when I use these gloves for training, I'm more concerned about the comfort of the glove and how well the foam protects my hands. So Overall, a pretty cool entry-level glove, especially if you guys are just getting into boxing and want to try out Rival. So let's do the review. What's up guys, Carlo here, and today I'll be doing a review of the Rival RB4 Economy Bag Gloves. I got mine in red. You can also get this in white, black, or blue. This is a Velcro closure only glove. It is not a lace-up, and I got mine in size large, which is advertised by Rival as about 12 ounces. Sizing, you can get this anywhere between extra small to extra large, so both from a sizing and color perspective, you guys have several choices to choose from. Now, this is Rival's bare bones entry-level bag glove. It is a fully synthetic outer casing that uses a multi-layer foam, which I really love. Typically, when you get these entry-level gloves that come with a synthetic material, a lot of times they usually use injected molded foam, which tends to be really stiff at first, takes a lot of breaking in, and it doesn't have the flexibility and broken in feel that you typically get with a multi-layer foam style glove. One thing worth also mentioning, and just to kind of clear any confusion, is that these are different than the Rival RB7 fitness bag gloves. So they have the fitness bag gloves, which are about $15 more. They're about $49. They are not the same as these. The RB7s actually use an injected molded foam style padding. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at these. I know even for myself there was a little confusion depending on what website you go through, like Title Boxing or Rivals website. Just make sure that you're getting the right glove that you're looking for. So these RB4s are the economy bag gloves, where the RB7s are their fitness bag gloves, which are about $15 more. Now, design-wise, you can see here it does have a medium-sized profile, which is nice in the fact that this glove, depending on what size you get, runs about accurate, true to size. I have medium-sized hands, and these gloves fit me perfectly. I got large, and as you saw earlier in the close-up, weight-wise, they're not very accurate between the two gloves. But for being 12 ounces, you could definitely feel that these gloves are the perfect size for your hand. Now you can see here it does have this 4-inch Velcro strap that has a matte rubberized feel to it with the Rival logo that's embossed in there with the RB4 economy bag gloves right here stitched on as well. It does have a full wraparound Velcro closure. You can see there, nice long strip of Velcro. I'd say that's about 5 inches right there. And then on the inside right here, you do have, I would say, about a 1/4 inch of foam padding on both sides of the wrist. And then on the back of the wrist, you still do have about a 1/4 inch of foam padding. On the inside, you do have that standard polyester nylon wicking liner you can see there. And these gloves are made in Pakistan. So these are Pakistani made gloves. And you also have that synthetic polyurethane exterior that they use on the back of the wrist right here as well. So that is the inside liner. On the palm side, you can see they use the double stitching. You do have a grip bar that's about medium, a little bit on the soft side, which this is a little bit firmer. Not a huge deal there. You do have a nice parallel running thumb, as well as a nylon attached strap right there. And then on the thumb, you have the Rival logo that goes right across. On the back of the hand, again, the Rival logo, screen printed on the back. I really like the look of this logo. I've always been kind of a fan of the way Rivals look. They have a little bit louder graphics than some of the other boxing brands, but I think they do a really nice job of identifying their brand, and I think it looks really good. Then on the fingertips right here, you do have the Rival logo again. So in terms of design, it's a pretty basic looking glove outside of the logos they have on here, which I really like. Now, the quality of these gloves for a synthetic glove is actually pretty good. The stitching looks really good. I've used these for about 2 weeks now, and you can see that the stitching looks really good here. You don't see anything that's loose or coming apart. One thing I'm a little concerned about is the durability here. Historically, if these gloves, over a period of time from you sweating and using them, they just don't hold up as well as leather. And again, that comes with a price point. You kind of get what you pay for. One thing I would have liked to have seen here on the fingers and as well as on the thumb is some ventilated holes. I found that my hands were getting pretty hot in there with my hand wraps on. But you can see the grip bar looks nicely stitched in. They did a nice job using the exterior skin, tucking that in on the fingertips. As well as the thumb, you don't see any issues with the stitching getting pulled through. So it looks like they reinforced the seams a little bit there. As well as on the area where the thumb meets up with the index finger, it looks really good. Then you can actually see the foam right here. You don't have any issues like you do with a lot of injected molded foam style gloves where you get a lot of these little imperfections and dimples. So everything looks really good there on the punch surface. And the actual material, this polyurethane material, has kind of a slick, and has a nice little sheen to it, has a slick feel. Feels a little bit on the thin side, so again, with these, durability is the big thing. But for those of you that are either new to boxing or you maybe just need an entry-level bag glove and you might have something else that you're using, you just want to kind of put this into your rotation, these should hold up pretty fine for a good period of time before you start seeing any wear and tear on these. Now the actual comfort of the glove, I really like a lot, man. Putting my hand in here, you can make a really natural fist with these. And like I said earlier, you can see how easy it is for me to open and close my hand right off the bat. And this is even before I actually use this on the bag and train with these. The multi-layer foam on the back of the hand where the fist is at, or the knuckles should I say, gives you protection and feedback, but it offers you that nice flexibility. And the same with the thumb here. You can see how easy it is for me to really just kind of roll my hand in here to put my hand into a nice position. So that is my favorite thing about this glove, is how flexible it is, and that you can really open and close your hand. As well as your thumb, you get good movement in there. So it doesn't feel stiff at all right off the bat. One thing also is the grip, this thumb right here, the piping isn't too tight. Grip bar is in a good spot. Fingertips are perfect. It drops right in there. It doesn't feel like it's too crowded or it's too wide. And the actual hand compartment doesn't feel like my hand shifts around in there, especially with my hand wraps on. It feels really nice. You do have the grip bar there. And then you have about, I'd say, a ½ inch piece of foam that they put on the fingertip. That way you can really clamp down and really roll your hand over to make that nice fist. No pressure points on the wrist area. And you can see that the Velcro strap goes all the way around to really lock in your wrist right there. So comfort of the gloves are really great. I think these are probably the most comfortable economy gloves I've used. Bag gloves or sparring gloves at this price point. These are definitely the most comfortable because of the aspect of the multi-layer foam. Now, protection and performance are fantastic as well. One thing I like about multi-layer foam is that you get some protection here. It's not as stiff as you would say with like an IMF glove, but the actual force of the punch, and when you make contact with the bag or whatever surface you're hitting, you can really feel it translate through the glove. It really disperses the energy real nicely. So when you're hitting the bag, you get a real nice crack with these. They're not as protective as IMF, where if you're looking for just something that's just all out protective, you don't feel any of the feedback going through the glove, then these wouldn't be that. But I'd say that they're really well balanced in the fact that you do get protection with these, don't get me wrong. If you do have sore knuckles or you have knuckle issues, you will feel the force of the punch through these. But that's a trade-off with the feedback aspect of these gloves, is that you definitely get a good crack out of these, with these gloves. So the other thing I really like about the gloves in terms of the performance is that the wrist support is really nice and solid. You can see that the way that the Velcro wraps around my wrist right there, and it gives you some nice stability. You have that hinge point on the back right there that doesn't allow your hand to overextend backwards. So I like that as well. The only improvement I would say would just be adding the ventilated holes on the palm and the thumb to kind of give you a little bit more breathability. And I don't think that would actually add much in terms of manufacturing other than just punching the holes right through it. The balance of the glove is really nice as well. The weight is distributed really nicely. You can see that, holding it on the front and the back, you don't really get too much of a sag on the front. You don't feel like it's too top heavy. A lot of times you have gel gloves that have a lot of gel that's integrated into the foam on the fist area, and that adds a lot of weight towards the front. So it feels a little bit more front heavy. With these, you don't feel that whatsoever. These feel really nice and balanced. So definitely like that feature of the glove. So cost-wise, these gloves are about $35, $34.99 through Rival. You can also get them through Untitled and some other distributors. But for the price point, man, these are probably the best gloves in terms of bag work. Although they use that synthetic polyurethane skin, so you have to keep in mind the durability is not going to be the same as a genuine leather glove. But at the price point, that's what you're going to get what you pay for. But you really can't beat the multi-layer foam aspect and the broken-in feel of this glove. I really like those two features the most, and how comfortable the glove is when you put it on. So definitely one of my favorite bag gloves at this price point. I like the way they look. I like the way they perform. So if you guys have any questions, make sure you guys leave them down below in the comments box. I'll put the link in the description box where you can find these Rival RB4 bag gloves. See you guys next time. Thanks for watching.